Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the latest update from Celebrity Signings. For those who might be new to the channel, it's basically an opportunity to update some of the autographs or autographed items I've received or bought or have added to my collection over the last few weeks. So an update, some information. Hopefully you enjoy the video. We'll crack on, see what you think. Okay, so the first edition for this recording is a charity shop purchase. I'm really pleased with this one. It's a new book for my collection, new autograph for my collection. It is an autograph from WWF/WWE, I guess, wrestler Bret the Hitman Hart. It is a signed book, which is just called Bret Hart. As you can see here, it is dedicated. It doesn't bother me in the slightest. It's an awesome signature, Bret Hitman Hart. There's also the post-it note inside the book, which had the name of the person that it was to be signed to, which is cool. I bought this, I believe, for about £4. I've seen them going for, sort of upwards of £60 or £70. So a brilliant purchase, this one. I used to love WWF when I was little. I don't watch it anymore, but when I was a young lad, used to love WWF. And Bret was my kind of era of wrestling, I guess. So this one definitely had to come home in the collection. Next up, another book. This is a book signed by TV presenter, actor from Father Ted, things like that, and also the Eurovision Song Contest presenter, Graham Norton. I've met Graham in person before and have got an autograph from him, but I picked up this book. I think I found it in a two books for £1 shop. So essentially cost me 50p, and it's his book, The Life and Loves of a He-Devil. And as you can see here, it's signed Love Graham Norton in the front. So yeah, definitely not going to leave that one. Picked that one up and added that to the collection. Next up, another book. Again, this is really cool. This is not my first Stephen Fry in my collection, but my first signed book from Stephen Fry. This was another charity shop purchase. I believe I paid £1 for this one. Had no cover on it, so the picture here is just for representation. I don't even know why I picked it up, because I don't tend to look at books without covers. But I picked this one up. It's Stephen Fry's book, Moab is My Washpot, which is his first memoir. And you can see here it's signed Stephen Fry in the front. Amazing, the stuff you can pick up in charity shops, honestly. I've only got into collecting signed books probably in the last 18 months to 2 years. My collection is growing ridiculously rapidly. I've got so many signed books now, it's crazy. So I'm being a lot more selective in terms of what I pick up these days. But again, for £1, no way I was leaving that book signed by the awesome Stephen Fry. All right, next up, this was a private purchase. I'd never had this person in my collection. It is James Earl Jones, probably best known as the voice of Darth Vader from Star Wars and from Lion King, Mufasa in The Lion King. Didn't have him in my collection. Somebody was selling this signed Old Vic flyer, and to be honest, I had to get it. It was a really good price anyway. Didn't pay over the odds at all for it. But I had to pick it up because it's probably the closest I'm ever going to get to a dedicated item that looks pretty much close to my name from James Earl Jones. So I've had the thumbs up from sort of Star Wars authentication experts to say that it looks good. And it's to Carol, which is about as close to Carl as I'm probably going to ever get. So I had to snap this one up. So I now finally have kind of like the godfather of sci-fi and just that amazing voice in my collection, and I finally own a James Earl Jones, so absolutely thrilled with that purchase. Next up, another book. For those who've watched my videos before, I'm big into collecting signed Welsh rugby books, and this one, I believe, I paid about 25p, I think, maybe 50p for it, and it's Rob Howley's autobiography, Number 9 Dream. I know lots of people watching this will have no interest in rugby or Welsh rugby or anything else, but you're going to see a few of them throughout the course of these videos, so apologies about that. You can see it's signed here to Jonathan, Merry Christmas 1999, Rob Howley. So new Welsh rugby book for the collection. Next up, this was a really unexpected find. This is Noel Fielding, who's probably best known for the mighty Boosh, but also the Great British Bake Off. This was a charity shop purchase. Again, this was £1. It's an amazing book. I mean, without being signed, I think the book costs about £25 new anyway. It's got a really soft, like squidgy cover, which is really cool. And it's his book, The Scribblings of a Madcap Shambleton. Never expected to find a copy of this signed, but when I opened it up, it's dedicated. It says, "Hey Sarah, Madcap love Dave," and he's drawn the Dave Ghost character and then signed it Noel underneath. So, like, huge inscription and a sort of a scribbling. What do you want to call it? Like a caricature, a character, I guess. So yeah, really, really pleased to have found that and to add Noel Fielding to the collection. Didn't expect to get him on anything signed, but then I suppose when you go into a charity bookshop, the thrill and the excitement of it is you never know what you're going to find. And I found some amazing, amazing stuff. I got some brilliant ones coming up in some future videos, like things I just couldn't have imagined finding in charity shops. So keep looking, people, because there's some great stuff out there. Next up, I've actually had this one for a while, but I haven't uploaded it onto the blog yet and then been able to put it into the video because I was struggling to track down all the signatures. I bought this off a private purchase off of somebody who's been attending events to get it signed over the years. It didn't cost me much at all. I think I paid £10 for it, which I think is brilliant considering it's got the majority of the characters, the main characters from Torchwood in it anyway. As you can see, it's signed by John Barrowman, Kai Owen, Gareth David Lloyd, Naoko Mori, Lachlan Kneeboard, Paul Casey, Anthony Lewis, Sarah Lloyd Gregory, and Ian Hilditch. And there is one signature in it that I don't know whose it is yet. So if anybody knows who it is, please give me a shout. So it's the Torchbook yearbook, the official magazine yearbook, and you can see here inside it is multi-signed. Yes, they're dedicated to Teresa. For people who watch my videos know I don't care about dedications at all. Doesn't bother me in the slightest. You can see it's signed by John Barrowman, Captain Jack there on John Barrowman, Gareth David Lloyd, as I say, Naoko Mori. The one I can't identify is on the right-hand side around Naoko Mori's midriff. It says to Teresa, and then it's just like a scribble, and it's kind of, you imagine it's sitting right on Naoko Mori's stomach. That's the one I cannot identify. So if anybody knows who that is, I'd love to know, because I've put it online and nobody's been able to give me an answer. And the person who sold it to me hasn't been able to give me an answer because she couldn't remember who it was. She gave me most of the other details, but couldn't give me this one. So if you know, but this is great because I mean, I forgot John. I've had John Barrowman in the collection already, but pretty much everybody else there is a brand new addition to the Doctor Who / Torchwood collection. So really pleased with that purchase. Next up, this is another charity shop purchase book. It is Harry Seacombe's book, Arias and Raspberries. Harry Seacombe is best known probably for The Goon Show, alongside Spike Milligan, Michael Bentine, Peter Sellers, I think, as well. I've got Michael Bentine and Spike Milligan in the collection already. It's very unlikely I'm ever going to get Peter Sellers, let's be honest. But I've been keeping an eye out for a Harry Seacombe book for a while and managed to find this one. Sincerely, Harry Seacombe in the front. So I'm kind of feeling that this is my Goon collection complete now. I'm not going to be able to get anybody else in it. I've got 2 Michael Bentine and 2 Spike Milligan, so I kind of see this as done in terms of the Goons. Next up, I did say there were a few Welsh rugby ones in here. Sorry for the people who don't really have an interest in rugby, but, you know, tough luck, really, because I'm putting them all in here. This is David Dye Young. He's a former Wales rugby international and coach. Again, this was, I believe, 50p. I think this might have been on a 2 for £1 offer in one of the local bookshops. Pick this one up, and you can see here it's signed David Young in the front. So yeah, again, a new addition to the Welsh rugby collection. And finally, to finish off, this has been my white whale for a number of years. This is somebody I've been desperately trying to get, incredibly hard to get something signed from. And I finally managed to get something after a number of attempts at private requests, etc. I actually managed to get something back, which is amazing. And it's from the absolutely brilliant Lara Belmont, who's probably best known. She's barely done any stuff, really. But she's probably best known in the Tim Roth film, The War Zone. Incredibly hard watch if you've not seen it, but an amazing film. That's Lara with Tim Roth there. I'm pretty sure you can work out who's who. I sent her a few pictures. She did sign them all on the back, which is absolutely fine. And she sent me a huge handwritten letter, which I'm not including here because it's completely personal and private. But she signed all the pictures all the same. She's put, "To Carl, thanks for your letter and support of my work. Wishing you the very best, Lara Belmont." And this one here, this one takes me back in time. "Thank you, Carl, for your very kind comments. Wishing you the very best. Break a leg, Lara Belmont." It's a bit of a backstory on this. So she sent me this letter basically like saying, I'm amazed you tracked me down. No, I never get any signed requests these days. I used to, and she basically says, I don't think I've ever signed anything, or barely ever signed anything. I may have replied to a handful of letters way back in the day, but I barely sign anything. But I've decided to sign for you, which is amazing. She did query where I got her details from, which I have told her. I'm not sharing, I'm afraid. And she's obviously done some research on me because she found my Facebook page, which is amazing. And went and had a look and found out that I did extra work and was asking me about it in the letter, which is really, really cool. You know, you don't expect that from a celebrity. So yeah, amazing return there. And that's basically it for this video. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please use the comments section below. I love to read the comments from people. Like, subscribe. I'm getting like quite a few people viewing. I think my regular views are like sort of 30, 40, 50, which is not huge, but for my piddly little channel, it's pretty cool. But most people aren't subscribed, and I'd love you to be. That would be great. Most people don't comment. I'd love you to. That would be amazing. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks. Take care.